Everyone, it's the first stream back in a while. I'm just going to do a quick one tonight. I think I'm just going to do about an hour. So yeah, let me just get this started. Let me tweet it out to my, tweet it out to my Twitter, put it on my Instagram. So just bear with me 1 second while I get this all sorted out. But yeah, obviously from the title, if you're watching this later on from the start, from the title, I've seen people talking about this on YouTube a fair bit lately, about, people's stuff not get recommended to them. People have been saying to me, actually, that my stuff hasn't been getting recommended, even though they watch most of it. So obviously what YouTube should do, let me just mess around with this a bit. There we go. Obviously what YouTube should do is that if you're watching someone's stuff for a long amount of time, I'm probably gonna have to repeat myself, the people who've already joined. If you're watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, what's gonna happen is that it pops up in your recommended. So when I watch stuff, for example, I watch a big chunk of something, David Pakman, for example, put in the thing, or just gaming stuff, lots of podcasts I listen to always come up. It's because it knows I like that sort of content. But in terms of some other sort of stuff I get recommended, I don't watch at all. Hi Kennedy, thank you for joining the stream, and hi Gensploration. Oh, you say, even my channel where I post a lot of leftist videos. Let me go on your channel quick. So yeah, let me just tweet this out quick on my Twitter. Yeah, because Gensploration, you have a fair few followers as well, like me, 2.9k. So I imagine you might get similar problems sometimes. But yeah, it's frustrating because it's all about the algorithm and everything like that. So wait, let me post the stream on Twitter. This is my YouTube Twitter, not my personal one. Live streaming now. Come and join. Bang. There we go. Alright, so I'm done with that. Hi Rayleigh, thanks for joining. Yeah, so recently David Dole or Rational National posted, so in general, David Pakman showed some statistics, some analytics on his channel a couple of weeks ago, showing that his audience has gone down from not subscribed people watching to people who subscribed watching. So what that means essentially, hi Doug, thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm not doing so bad, how are you doing yourself? So essentially what that means is if your channel is not getting viewed as much by people who aren't subscribed to you, it means it's not being recommended because, like you see in your own YouTube recommended stuff, you're not subscribed to all these channels. So for example, I've been playing Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing, I watched a couple videos on that. So that's what I'm getting recommended now, and then I watch some more and I get recommended some more. But what David's saying, both Davids, David Dole from the National as well, and David Pakman, saying their statistics have shown loads of people are no longer watching their content who are not subscribed, and that makes their views go down. But it also proves to them that it's not being recommended anymore, which I check my own analytics as well. So the last 30 days for me have been my worst in terms of people who haven't been subscribed watching my channel, and then you compare that to 90 days, and that's better than the last 30 days when you compare it to a year, which is way better. So from a whole year, it's 70% people who watch my channel aren't subscribed. Then you go down to the last 90 days, it's like a balance, and in the last 30 days, I think it's 60% of my views come from subscribers, which is pretty crazy actually. I'm quite thankful that subscribers watch so much of my content. Yeah, really saying getting demonetized. Kim Irvinson gets it bad too, but I find that quite funny because she gets recommended to me all the time, and I'm actually going to make a video on her this week because she's tweeted some more garbage, and I've just been watching some of her videos just to find if she says it in the videos as well. So, sorry, hay fever. I'm going to make a video on that just because, yeah, Kennedy, I don't know if you saw, yeah, you've been saying it for a while, but she's tweeted some weird stuff, and now, it's kind of maybe go on her channel and check out some more things. 20,000 people are going to congregate in Nevada to storm Area 51. I wonder if what do people think? Do you think that actually happened? Do you think anyone will try it, or like a significant amount? Let's say 10 people, maybe. Do you think 10 people will storm Area 51? I don't know, because you know they're gonna kill you if you do it. You know what I mean? You hope not. Yeah, so I hope not too. And I like the logic that people have been saying. It's like, if only these people apply the same logic to politics, where they can't stop all of us, because then it'd be a lot easier for everyone to like get what they wanted, because we know we have our own power. But obviously, applying that logic to such a memey shit as Area 51 isn't great. Yeah, so I'm gonna get on the Kim vid this week, hopefully. It's annoying. I did have a video ready for Saturday. It's basically that like old stupid, like you've probably seen it before, like basically saying how National Socialists aren't socialists even though the right wing say they are. But I found an interesting interview with Adolf Hitler from 1923, basically talking about why he called them socialists, how Marxists aren't socialists, his party are the real, German people, like ancient Germans invented socialism, which means collective state capitalism or something. So that was meant to come out on Saturday, but lately what I've been doing just to try and help with my channel is getting because most of it gets demonetized anyway. So I've been getting YouTube to review my content, and then a lot of the time it gets monetized, but you just have to wait a day. But I don't know if they work the weekends, because I sent it for a review on Thursday night / Friday morning, and they still haven't got back to me, so it's still demonetized, which is a bit annoying. So I didn't publish it today or yesterday. What's up with the Kim hate? It's not like everything she says is bad, but she reminds me of these people who they give the right wing way too much credit. And it's like, I watched a video today just quickly. She was saying some of the Democratic candidates for president are more dangerous than Trump, because she only associates danger with killing and war, for example. So she said some Democrats would go to war with North Korea. Like, she said that in the video. Like, you gotta be crazy to, or like you have such a lack of knowledge about like international politics to think America is going to go to war with a country with the second biggest standing army, nuclear weapons and tons of chemical weapons that are pointed directly at like a massive civilian population in South Korea. You think Joe Biden or Beto O'Rourke or anyone like that is going to start war with North Korea? You got to be mad to think that. And it's part of this like movement. Like Jimmy Dore does it sometimes. Like the way they praise Tucker Carlson, even Cenk Uygur does it. I'm like, he's a white supremacist. Him being against war does not mean he's a good person, or it doesn't mean he's on your side. Do you know what I mean? The same with Trump. If he's against war and stuff. Oh yeah, Kennedy, I saw that tweet. She's talking about how great the LAPD are, and she's talking about racism. Like LAPD, even as a British person, I know that LAPD is notorious for racism, and it's one of the more infamous police departments, and she's defending them and how they can make her feel safe at night. Yeah, because she's an Asian woman. She doesn't like. It's not like stereotypical. I guess it's not like super obvious. You know what I mean? I don't know if she's mixed heritage or something. But, she's also quite good looking as well, so I wouldn't be surprised she hadn't been harassed by policemen that much. Doug saying, I'd rather put this effort into rescuing immigrants trapped in cages at the moment. Yeah, well, of course they're not. Jordan, hey, thanks for joining. Yeah, Rayleigh saying if we tried to free them, they'd be shot. 444477 saying they demonetize everything. Yep, making cat videos. It depends. You can make a living. Patreon's the way to go, but obviously it's hard. Carl Kalinske gets 13.8k a month. Isn't that crazy? Like, I didn't realize. Like, I know I looked at Jim. Is Jim Sterling gets like maybe like 3 or 4k a month. Carl Kalinske gets $13,000 a month. That is mental. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it or anything, but that is pretty crazy. I know. I don't know if he does it all on his own. He makes like 8 videos a day, but yeah, but still, like 13k. I can't even. I'd be lucky to get 2k a month. Not on YouTube, obviously, but so let's have a quick channel. So he makes, in the last, so let's say in the last 3 days, he's made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 videos, and he's made 1, 2, 3, 4 in the last day. And they're 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Yeah, he probably sits down and does a show and then chops it up. Not saying it's like not a skill. I guess he probably has some employees as well, I'd imagine. Or I'd be pretty impressed if he did it all on his own. Already saying, I agree with Kim on the war, but not specifically North Korea. A lot of Democrats are horrible. Yeah, okay, I'm not saying she doesn't have a point with some of it, but you cannot apply it to North Korea. She was talking about how it was good what Trump was doing with North Korea, and then saying Democrats would not do the same thing. In terms of like, yeah, maybe they put more sanctions and not be buddy-buddy with Kim Jong-un, but they're hardly going to go to war with him. Hey, Kennedy, you get the same as me. $41, that's what I get. It's a magic number. Righty, do you mean you don't understand, like, the... What's it? The raiding Area 51? Oh, okay, so Carl does a long video, like, twice a week, and then makes short clips of it for YouTube. Okay. He also donates, don't forget that. Okay, but $40,000 is too much. Well, I don't think it's too much. If people want to give him that, that's fair enough. You know, I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve it. If people like his stuff enough, you know, that's fine. Who else was it? Jim Sterling was another one I was thinking of. One place I like, Easy Allies, the gaming channel, they get 50k a month, but they have 9 employees, so it's not like massive. So wait, Jim Sterling, let's have a look. He gets... Does he not link his Patreon or anything? This is weird. Can't find it. Yeah, Kennedy's saying Kalinski's content is easy to watch, but he's not for me. I don't really watch him either, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really suspicious of Tulsi just because of like, not Tulsi herself, but like Tulsi supporters, like, who are like really in for her and they've gone off Bernie. I don't understand it at all. Like, okay, yeah, what does she say apart from like her speciality is foreign policy and she's not great at anything else? What does she say that's so different to Bernie? Like, why would I vote? Why, if I was American, why would I vote for Tulsi over Bernie? Really, what do you mean it won't let me send you money? What are you talking about? Carl's been there since 2007. Yeah, he's been doing it for ages. I listen to his full content via podcast while working. Don't watch clips anymore. Yeah. Hi, Michael. Thanks for joining. Tulsi is too much drama and acting, I think. Did anyone read that crazy New York Times article about Tulsi, about her, like, religion that she grew up in? It's like some weird, like, Hare Krishna surfer cult. It is so strange. Like, reading it, I was like, this is crazy. Like, all religions are cults, but, you know, this one was really weird. Like, this surfing guy. Like, I don't know. Right, Jim Sterling, Patreon. I want to see how much he makes. Oh, the quarter in that shithead. Alright, let's type it on Google. So people saying, Tulsi too much drama and acting, I think. I don't know if she's acting. Yeah, people who like Tulsi over Bernie are super weird to me. Your thoughts on Marina Williamson? I will say one thing. She looks really good for her age. Isn't she like 67? So what's she like? 5, 6 years younger than Trump? She looks really good for her age. I thought she was about 10 years and a bit younger. Yeah, she destroyed Dave Rubin. Yeah, that was fun. I don't take the time to watch that sort of stuff. Really, is that on my Patreon page that it says error? Let me know the specifics, because that'd be annoying if it's like a problem with my specific page. Williamson is my witch mother. Is like the hippie girl. She's a meme from the 60s. Orb gang. Yeah, she's getting orbed. So Reddy saying, I don't know if I see them off Bernie. They know Tulsi doesn't have the numbers and she grew up some bullshit which I can't denounce it. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. She's pretty crazy, like the cult she was in. No Chol tonight. Yeah. I haven't seen him lately. I do have him on Instagram though. So Diane saying Tulsi is for Medicare for all and ties funding domestic programs with getting money away from the military industrial complex. Mainstream blocks out her ideas on domestic. What's so different about her and Bernie though? Because he manages to get, you know, get his like ideas out there. I'm surprised that people thought Tulsi did so well in the debates. I think she did really bad, but afterwards, people were saying she did really well. She sexy spanked Rubin. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Dave Rubin invited Marianne to make fun of her. Yeah, he probably thought it was an easy target. Like, look, here's someone on the left who's super kooky and weird. And then she just destroyed him. It's probably like getting Jesse Ventura on and thinking, because he's a wrestler, you'd probably be able to get him. But then he's actually got some good points. I just don't. Tulsi just seems super manufactured. Like, you don't feel like you know if she's genuine or not. She gives a really weird vibe. I don't know. Like even on Joe Rogan, she doesn't come across as like a normal person, like an actual person. I don't know if she's just like super polished and stuff. Apparently, she was so shy as a kid. That was what the New York Times article was saying. Like, she would never speak up for herself. Her sister would do all the talking for her. So Jim Sterling makes 13K a month as well. I thought he made a similar amount. Money symbol here in the live stream. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to do it with my own money because it's because then YouTube just get a cut. But it seems alright to me. Don't worry about it. Honestly, I think it's fine. But we'll see if someone else does it another time. See if it works. I'd rather Tulsi than Biden, but Bernie first. Yeah, it goes without saying, Tulsi over Biden. Yeah, Diane saying, remember she was darling anointed at the DNC, and then that she was banished after she went for Bernie. Yeah, exactly. Well, she resigned to support Bernie, didn't she? Hi, Zero, X0 or Zero Brit. Thanks for joining. Yeah, there you go, Brady. Thanks a lot for the $2. I really appreciate it. And it's working as well, so that's good. Nothing broken. Yeah, thanks a lot, though. I do appreciate it. Tulsi is good for vice president or cabinet. Yeah, maybe for some sort of position. Secretary of State, maybe. I really don't like Tulsi, you know that, yeah. Friend of Friendless says Tulsi equals bad. Do you want to expand on that a bit? Maybe Tulsi for the head of the Veterans Affairs. Maybe something in the government. Marine is last of the hippies. Oh man, HK. That's too much, man. £20, but I super appreciate it. You really don't have to. I always feel bad taking money, but yeah, if you feel like you can give me that money, I do really appreciate it. So thanks a lot. You're saying it seems very guarded. That could be it. She seems like not as confident as a lot of other people. So Diane said, I saw Tulsi in person at Exeter. Very impressive, but I'm from Vermont. He's indisputably the man, yeah. Do most people from Vermont like Bernie? He does seem to be like, you know, he always wins his elections pretty convincingly. I used to be a Tulsi stan too. I just don't think she holds a candle to Bernie. Yeah, exactly. I don't really understand the logic. Oh, fuck's sake. No. Where's my chat gone? Yeah, she is Anakin outcast. Since Tulsi equals Nazi. Well, the Nazis like her because she's isolationist, isn't it? That's the main thing. And probably, I don't know, for more shallow reasons. Can we talk about how Warren is the worst, though? I wouldn't say worst. I'd say Beto and Buttigieg are the worst. Or some other weird ones, like Delaney and people I can't even remember. I don't think she'd be a smart choice for vice president. Liberals who hate Bernie also hate her. Who do you think Bernie should be vice president, then? Who should be Bernie's vice president? Tulsi would be a huge improvement over Pompeo. Yeah, Pompeo literally believes in like the rapture and the apocalypse like coming. That's why he loves Israel so much. Republicans liking her is not good. Yeah, I agree. Diane saying Tulsi, the Department of Defense or VA Affairs. Bernie wants a woman VP who could fill those shoes. Maybe Warren. Like, would that be good enough for everyone else? Do you think? They're not going to vote for her over Trump. Republicans need to get on board with progress. Yep, well, Republicans are never going to. It's like a cult. Ties with Modi. Does she actually have ties with Modi, though? Like, I know, you know, they like her in India because she's Hindu, even though she's not Indian, which is weird because Modi's party, their ideology is literally about how you can't be a Hindu without being Indian. Very pro drone warfare, pro torture. Is she actually pro torture, or was she pro torture? Most Republicans aren't voting for Trump. Which ones aren't voting for Trump? I find that hard to believe. Oh, okay. They like her because she used to go on Fox and talk about radical Islamic terror. I get it. Marianne for vice president. Isn't she anti-vax though? VP Stacey Abrams. Who's Stacey Abrams? Is she the one who sold out for Biden? There's Simone Sanders and is Stacey Abrams the other one who sold out for Biden? Basically wants to be Biden's vice president. Yeah, Kennedy. I find it hard to believe most Republicans aren't voting for Trump. They hated Hillary Clinton so much, didn't they? People like Ben Shapiro are saying about how much they will vote for Trump now, even then they were meant to be like never Trump. Yeah, exactly, Michael. They think they're isolationist, some of them. Already saying, Warren's not the worst, but I can't handle thinking she'd be the first female president. She blows with the wind and claps for Trump. Yeah, anyone who clapped for Trump's, even just for Trump, but especially not his anti-socialism stuff. But yeah, she'd be okay vice president. Maybe someone outside. Yeah, who would you pick then? A Bernie Orb ticket. Yeah, but if she's anti-vax, I don't know. I don't think that's something good to promote. She's super weird though. So Riley saying, Warren said she won't take corporate money, but transfer the money from her previous election, so that's corporate. Tulsi says no corporate money full stop. Warren doesn't. Yeah, okay, I understand. Tulsi has defended torture by using some ridiculous made-up scenario where they have... How recently was this stuff? I haven't heard of this. Evangelicals are on board for the Green New Deal. Yeah, never in a million years. Abrams is the one who wouldn't be Biden's when she said pre-announced. I thought she sold out bad because she wanted to be Biden's vice president. That's what I thought. Oh, okay, Bernie said he has to be a woman vice president several times. Nina Turner vice president. Doesn't she work for Bernie though? I don't know if can you do that? You probably can. Someone explain the orb thing so I control my fate. Hey, I control my fate. I was making my video on Call of Duty being American propaganda, and I saw your comment on some of the Metal Gear Peace Walker video cassette tapes about like history stuff, because I love that stuff as a kid. You know, like Cars and Snake talking about Che Guevara, or like what's her name, the Sandinista woman. What's her name? Well, Chico and stuff. And I was just on the videos watching some for my video to talk about, like, at the start, how video games can be good education and stuff. And then I saw your comment. There's like 4 comments, and I just saw I Control My Fate commenting about how cool these tapes were. It was so weird. I liked your comment. Sorry, just a bit of a tangent. Stacey said no, Harris said no. Did Bernie ask them? Or... yeah, Turner's good. The grifters have so much to gain pushing for Trump. Yeah, like Dave Rubin. Tulsi was also anti-gay. Yeah, but that attack doesn't really stick. Haven't some gay groups said she's pretty good with that stuff now. 2014-15. Okay. So Britt saying, as a former Hawaiian resident, I can attest to the surreal nature of the Gabbard family in Hawaii. She's really doing the presidential bid as a stepping stone to the Senate. Britt, who was that senator you had who was a Japanese American who was a World War II veteran? his service in the war is crazy. Like I was watching the Ken Burns documentary, and it came up like what he did in the war, and it's like he was like a 5-term senator. I was like, wow. Oh, in Hawaii, I forgot what his name was though. Okay, Biden wanted Abrams. She told him to fuck off. Oh, okay, that's good. So Brit saying Marie Hirono is forced to quit due to cancer. Google. Yeah, no. Brit, I was talking about the Chris Butler cult. There was a big article, like a massive one, on the New York Times that I read, and it was just so crazy. Like some surf, there's like a surfing cult. Sorry, I just missed my place. It's very hard against LGBT rights and marriage equality. Orb gang, yeah. Marianne says she's not anti-vax. She wants to go after big pharma to check their methods of pricing. So why does everyone think she's anti-vax? Warren was Republican until the mid-90s. Yeah, how old is Warren? Is she like in her 60s? So she would have been 50-ish. And wasn't she like a law professor or something? And then she goes on to say how she's not political. How can you reach your 50s and be a Republican and not be political? Daniel N. Noy, or how do you say that? Yeah, he's sick. He's probably dead now, isn't he? Let me check. But yeah, his what he got the was it the medal? He got the Medal of Honor in the end, didn't he? Like 50 years later. Crazy what he did. Didn't he get his like arm or leg blown off? Well, like, oh, he died in 2012. Crazy. Crazy what he did though. Taking out all those bunkers. So you were there. You were where, Britt? Warren is 70. Okay. Warren was an attorney. She's total shit. Sorry, that was harsh. Was she a good attorney? The play can't give us. Yeah. Do you see about the Marianne tweets about Avatar? Okay, he passed in 2012. Yeah, I Control My Fate. I've got a good one for next Saturday. It's about how Call of Duty is American propaganda, but basically in the intro is because I don't want people to think like this guy saying video games are so bad and stuff. Basically, the start of the video is me talking about video games that I think are really good for educating people. It's like Assassin's Creed, Metal Gear Solid. So I just gave examples with the cassette tapes in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, like saying about nuclear deterrence theory and talking about Che Guevara and talking about how two characters you like having a conversation about politics and history is really good for learning, because then you want to learn it and you want to, listen to what they have to say. I love them. It came out in 2009 or 2010. I listened to all those tapes. So good. Like Hideo Kojima is so. I want to make a video on him as well, but it's a good way of indoctrinating people, I guess. Really, not indoctrinating, but just educating them about these issues. So. Oh, okay, the Honolulu airport is named after him now. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, their story is crazy, the Japanese Americans who served in the war. Anti-vax people should not reproduce. HK, you fancy her? Yeah, I said she's pretty good looking for her age. Diane saying, Warren just allowed corporate millionaire Dem Donor to pay 200 grand for DNC email voter list. In the exchange, we'll have 3 more mega donor dinners. Oh, that's bad. What do you think her problem is then? Because she's obviously not like super corrupt, but do you just think she sees her chance? I mean, like, she obviously knows this is bad, what she's doing, but do you think she just sees her chance to become president and thinks it's worth it? Hawaii during Gabbard's campaign against the LGBT community in the 90s. Isn't that when she became politically active, Gabbard? And she was like 21 or 22, and she ran for like state senate or something on like an anti-gay platform, something like that. Marianne and And Bernie together would be unstoppable. Yeah, I know people like it, but I don't know. Maybe a bit too weird. Yeah, but Warren wouldn't get people out to vote like Bernie, I don't think. Uh, Sarah woke up from a nap, covered in jewels. I'm like, hi, thanks for joining. How long are we doing this? 30 minutes. So yeah, we've got a fair bit to go. So you joined at a good time. Mary Stan. Try my fate. Looking forward to that video. I'm tired of hear talk agendas in games and complain about censorship the next breath. Yeah, I control my fate. It's mainly like, I know I talk about Orientalism all the time and Edward Said and shit like that, but basically it's about representation. So Modern Warfare, the original Call of Duty, taking place in an unnamed Arab country, basically using every single stereotype about Arabs and having no good guy Arabs, but in their Russian levels they have good Russians and bad Russians, and then in their Vietnam stuff you play as the CIA, but the only atrocities you ever see are committed by the North Vietnamese, despite this being like one of the worst fucking brutal imperialist wars of all time. So if your knowledge, like I got into like history and stuff through video games and films, but if your knowledge of these conflicts are directly taken from this, what is your perspective on that? It's the same with movies. So if you just watch American Sniper and The Hurt Locker, what is your perception of Iraqi people? Like it looks like they are complicit in the terrorism against Americans, because in those films there are barely any good Arab people. There's just, oh, good night HK. Thanks a lot for the donation. I hope you have a good week. If you're going off now. Sorry, where was I? So yeah, when you see a film or see a play a video game and it represents something in a certain way, I think there's a lot of power in that. And also, like the Hurt Locker or American Sniper, there's no like Iraqi film industry. Who's going to challenge these massive films? You know, American Sniper made by Clint Eastwood, starring Bradley Cooper, nominated for multiple Oscars, and basically glorifying this horrible war criminal. You know, sniper saying he killed 200 people. Oh, you know, what a legend. And then that becomes your knowledge of the war, and I just think it's really bad. And that's what basically what my Call of Duty video is on. It's like, while some of these games aren't as bad as others, a lot of them are super problematic because of the way they depict certain groups and certain wars as one way or the other. So, one more thing, just sorry if you're bored. So if you've ever played, and for people who don't play video games, there's a game called Call of Duty Black Ops, and you play as a CIA in the 60s, right? So you play as the CIA during the Bay of Pigs, and you kill. Your goal is to kill Fidel Castro, right? This is in 1961. 1961. So remember the context. Fidel Castro and the Cubans haven't really done anything wrong. Like even as you know, there's a bit of controversy around the communist regime there, eventually, but they haven't done anything wrong at this point. It's America the bad guys. They come over, try and kill Fidel, and then at the end you get captured, and Fidel hands you over to the Russians, and he's so evil, saying that he hopes they make you suffer and stuff. That just spreads like myths and propaganda about him, and it makes him look evil from the get-go. It doesn't give you any context or nuance. Why has Fidel Castro taken over Cuba? This game doesn't tell you why. So if you're like when that came out, I was 15. You know, my perspective of Fidel Castro would be like, oh, this guy's evil and he's always been evil since 1961. The US must be the good guys, because that's what I've played. And to a lot of people, you're never going to get educated any further. And it's the same with films. Films do this exactly the same way. That what films you watch matters because it influences your ways of thinking. And I'm trying to think of films that do a good job with war stuff. I think Dunkirk's a pretty good one for being something about World War Two. It's pretty apolitical, I guess, in a lot of ways, because its main message is war is really bad, because you don't even see the Nazis or Germany in it, really. It's just this one event showing you how horrific war is. It's like a thriller set and what, and I think that's a good way to represent something. But a lot of the, you know, Zero Dark 30, that the story that is even based on didn't even happen. Like Seymour Hersh exposed, like the way they killed Osama bin Laden worked out was basically a Pakistani intelligence officer told the Americans that they were hiding him, and then they got him. That's basically it. But from that film, it just brainwashes you to think a certain way. So yeah, basically Orientalism in film and TV. Orientalism originates from, for example, a British aristocrat who worked as a secretary in Egypt he came back to London and said the Egyptians are lazy, the Egyptians are this and that, and then obviously the Egyptians cannot, challenge the power of this guy, so everyone else takes his word, and that becomes the general population's knowledge of Egyptian people. That's what Orientalism essentially is, and then you can see how it works through films, TVs. So people have been talking about Stranger Things lately, how it represents the Soviet Union and the Soviet Union are the bad guys, but to a lot of people, especially young kids, what my sister's 17, younger people watch Stranger Things as well. It's helping perpetuate and spread myths to another generation about how one side is good and one side is bad. Soviet Union bad, America good. So that's the problem with it. And you think about how hostile people are to Bernie Sanders, communist bad, all this stuff. It's because you're conditioned from a certain age and through the media you consume to think a certain way. Because it's the powerful, a lot of the time, who control what you see. So, Dakri saying, YouTube stops recommending my videos. It needs to sort out the algorithm. Yeah, but it seems to be by design to promote the corporations. Warren has a good finger wagging at Wells Fargo, but no punishment. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Warren backed Hillary, yep, stabbed Bernie in the back, exactly. Warren is leftist liberal, that's her thing. Yeah, I think so, no fighting her. Warren left the GOP because they weren't serving the markets in the way she wanted. What do you mean exactly by that? So Reddy's saying, Warren is a centrist. She finally went in and supported Medicare for all after skirting the question. She saw the centrist booed off stage. Yeah, exactly. It's a popular policy. Britt saying, the famous 442 division in Germany was formed to let Japanese Americans prove themselves loyal Americans in Germany during World War II. They fought in Italy as well, I think. But there's the Hawaiian one, and there's a different one. I think there's two. Kennedy's saying, I dream of a world where Bernie is president and the squad all take up prominent roles in Democrat leadership. That would be good. But you wonder, like, if they want to stay part of the congressional leadership, like speaker. But you wonder if they're mainly focused on more prominence and getting more experience in Congress and maybe running for Senate and stuff. I got all my war history from Tropic Thunder. Well, Lee, that's not as bad as getting all your war history from, like, I don't know, what's a bad Vietnam film for that stuff? Vietnam films are generally quite good for that stuff. The problem is that they don't normally show any of it from the Vietnamese side, which is the main problem. Like Apocalypse Now and Platoon make you realise how shitty it was, but it doesn't really show you the perspective. US Special Forces love COD as it promotes them to no end, especially the Rangers. Yet Rangers, Delta Force, Marine Corps, CIA, everything like that. Can we talk about how Ilhan Omar is an angel because she's an angel? I need to make a video about this, maybe next week. Like, the reason she's getting criticised the way she is, and I think everyone knows it's because Chelsea Clinton and Nancy Pelosi just destroyed her for no reason. Not destroyed her, but tried to. But just for no reason. That was the annoying part. So, sorry, just catching up with some stuff. Diane saying, Warren lacks confidence. She isn't a leader and all those plans aren't cohesive and no ability to get them done. She can't go to KR like Bernie. KY, if Mitchell's still there, he has people. Yeah, I control my fate. Fidel Castro is in Black Ops 1. You kill his body double thinking you kill him. Then he captures you and hands you over to the Russians saying that he hopes they make you suffer. Like, basically smoking a cigar and mustache twirling. Matt J, I hope you all know that channel. What channel are you talking about? Yeah, Kennedy's saying Stranger Things has anti-communist propaganda in it. I've heard, like, just the Soviet Union. Someone said it's, like, stereotypical, like, 80s, like, Red Dawn, where the Soviet Union are the bad guys. But, I don't know. I didn't watch the video because I might watch Stranger Things one day. The good thing is Fidel did leave Cuba with at least a good healthcare system, even if they're not a materialistic country. The thing is, even if Fidel was straight up evil, right, for most of the time he was the leader, in the context of the game, he would not be the villain. You would be the villain. You're coming back to Cuba because your corrupt, brutal dictator was overthrown, who let the mafia run Havana. You're coming back to overthrow a new government, which is formed by mostly the people fighting for freedom, essentially, from imperialism. And then you're painting that guy as the bad guy, but you're the hero going over there with the Cuban exiles. You're going over there with some like ex-military, like police of a brutal regime, and you're painted as a good guy, and that's the problem. The Bay of Pigs and stuff. So Fort Slime is a nice video on Stranger Things. Yeah, I'm saying I'm not going to watch it because I want to maybe watch Stranger Things one day, or my girlfriend wants to watch it with me, so I don't really want to. But so Kenny's saying, meanwhile, while Stranger Things is supposed to be happening, America was finding death squads in Latin America, like Nicaragua, and threw babies in the air and caught them on bayonets. Well, yeah, the thing is, you're criticising the Soviet Union in probably they're closing in on their most peaceful period, the mid-1980s, while Reagan is doing all this crap, and, you know, the perfect time to maybe criticise that, but, you know, Americans teach a whitewashed history. I think most of the Western countries do. UK does the exact same thing. You know, Winston Churchill is glorified in this country. Don't talk about the bad stuff he does. Don't talk about the bad stuff the British Empire did either, really. You don't learn much about it unless you do it at higher levels, like post 16 years old. You don't learn about the bad stuff. Evan saying, in Stranger Things, it's comical about the USSR. I don't think it's a problem. It literally showed the US government did the same thing in season 1. So probably just anarchists that hate the government. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking a bit when I heard it. Like I'm saying, like Red Dawn, for example, Soviet Union, the bad guys. Loads of these films in the 80s, Soviet Union, Iraq, Iran, all this stuff. So I was thinking it could be something more like that, just playing into the tropes of the time. Slime 4 or Fort Slime, whatever his name is. Sorry, where's this going? Made a good video about politics and change of thing, classism and feminism. Hi Laura, thanks for joining. Kenny said I need to watch Fort Slime's video. The 440 seconds was exclusively Japanese American, but there was Hawaiian Japanese and then there was like Californian Japanese. Were they both in the 442nd, or was there different, like a different one for them? But yeah, it was interesting learning all about them. There was a really good thing that one of them said. He's like, when he got home, he didn't know when he got on the bus, because it said whites, whites sat at the front and blacks sat at the back. And he says when he would sit at the front, the whites would sometimes give him dirty looks, but when he went to sit at the back, the black people would tell him to go sit at the front. So it was an interesting little little moment. I think that could be a good scene in the film, to be honest. Like he's obviously caught in the middle because he was put in a camp for being Japanese American, and when he comes back, he tries to sit with the black people, but they don't accept him, and the white people don't accept him. But obviously, people like Jordan Peele in the films like what's the film, Get Out, they make the point that, I'm not saying this, but he makes the point in the film that Asians sometimes are complicit in white supremacy against black people, because there's an Asian person bidding for like the slaves in Get Out and stuff. Good Morning Vietnam, good movie. Yeah, I was watching the scenes of Robin Williams, actually. I need to watch the whole thing. So Evan said anarchist thing was a joke, but they don't exactly place the US as the good guys, it's the people. But it is sort of a celebration of like capitalist culture, isn't it? Hi Veronica, thanks for joining. Ilhan Omar's queen. Laura saying, I have heard that a lot of leftist stuff on YouTube is being demonetized. It's not the thing is with this sort of thing, I don't think it's like leftist stuff being demonetized. I think it's just political stuff. But I think the problem might be a lot of the time is you're getting your content maybe not recommended. It's not obviously censorship, but it's the algorithm not helping you. So I'll show you guys my channel quick. So lately I've been doing better because I've been getting stuff reviewed, like I was saying earlier if people were here. I've been getting stuff personally reviewed. Shit, wait. Oh, okay, YouTube are reviewing my latest video because it had 60 views. I was like, what the hell? Why does this have 60 views? I hopefully didn't release that. So here we go, everyone. So here's my... Oh, wait, I got my phone cover on, one sec. Blurring the camera. So, here's my thing. under review. Oh my god, this is hot. So under review. So this one was under review as well, but I got that monetized. So was this one. Demonetized, demonetized, demonetized. Couple monetized. When you get there quick, it's sometimes okay. That was demonetized for most of it. That stream's demonetized. That video's demonetized. You know, trying to educate people about how you can be racist when criticizing Islam. Nope. Trying to educate people about Ben Shapiro's racism. Educate people about war. Demonetized. Demonetized about straight pride. Demonetized about Vietnam. Demonetized about me interviewing original content about me interviewing people. Apparently not good enough. A couple monetized here, you see. So it's a mixed bag, but it is harder to get monetized, really, to be honest. So just getting back to some of these videos. Get viewed, some of these comments. Hey Charles finally here, Michael. The Deer Hunter is a beautiful movie, but it gets criticism for not showing the Vietnamese in context. HK, is that because it only shows the Vietnamese as like sort of the people doing the torturing and gambling over? When he goes back later, they're playing Russian roulette. Is that the only way they show the Vietnamese? I would really love to see a movie from the Vietnamese perspective, to be honest. I'm sure there are some, but I'd really want some that's like Hollywood, backing and stuff, so everyone can see it. Because the amount of, how it's been what I don't understand is it was so reviled at the time by loads of people, the Vietnam War, but it's been whitewashed so much thanks to people like Ronald Reagan that people don't think it's as bad as it was, which is crazy to me. Like I was saying, to paraphrase, being chewed out by Pelosi is like being savaged by a dead sheep. So I'm really far behind, so I keep going on a little rants. Does Fidel twiddle his mustache like Terry Thomas? He might as well, because he's so evil. He might as well be twiddling his mustache. Evan, yeah, we talked about Williamson before. I liked her like getting him, but I only saw little clips. I didn't watch the whole thing. And I liked her. She's the only one who's taken reparations really seriously, so I like her enough. Can we talk about how Pelosi can choke on a bag of dicks? Yeah, Pelosi's awful. But what's the quote about Martin Luther King and the white moderate? Can someone maybe quote that in the chat? Because it's a good one. I might make a video on that as well. Why can't we all live in a world as nice and peaceful as Harvest Moon? I'd rather live in Animal Crossing, to be honest. But Harvest Moon was too hard. You got to work so hard for your farm. Whereas Animal Crossing is way more chilled. Sorry. Oh, this stupid chat keeps going down for no reason. Oh, damn it, I lost my place. Deer Hunter. Alright, so it got back. Push for reparations, brilliant. I hate Stranger Things. It bores me so much. I feel like I'm alone in that. It's a bit too mainstream for me. I'm always skeptical when people really, really like things. Here's something for you guys. Go watch this. I'm watching Too Old to Die Young on Amazon, starring Miles Teller, directed by Nicholas Winding, or Winding, whatever you say it, Refn, who did Drive and Neon Demon, Only God Forgives. It is so weird. It's pretty good. If you live in LA, I think you'll like it, but it is so fucking weird. Like, some of the scenes I'm thinking about now, oh my god. Soundtrack's really good, though. And it just looks amazing. Everyone should watch that instead of Stranger Things. Woke Umbrella Academy. Yeah, Kennedy, how is Umbrella Academy? I was thinking about watching that. Marianne for President, Moran, Too Fairy Vice President. I'd love to see her tell Pelosi to eat Benedict. I don't think she would. She's too much about love. Just came in advanced classes. We hear about this shitty things countries did, especially America, at least in my classes. Yeah, that's good, Matthew, I guess. People have said to me before that they do learn about this sort of stuff. I think it just varies on region. Spies Like Us is the best representation of the USSR in American cinema. What's that about? I watched The Americans, haven't finished it. Obviously, that's about the KGB, and it's pretty good. I believe the 442nd was Hawaiian. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It might be different. Were the Hawaiians put in camps, the Hawaiian Japanese Americans, as well? Yeah, Mac, I just said it. I just caught up in your comment. Yeah, I am on season 6 of The Americans, but sometimes because I do weights when I'm watching TV, because a lot of it's in Russian, and because I'm not always literally reading because I'm doing weights and stuff, I haven't been up to it so much. And I've also been watching Too Old to Die Young, and I watched Jessica Jones season 3 before. So Eric saying ahoy, just tuning in. Hope everyone's doing well. Long live Bernie Sanders, the Tabernacle 2020. My friend's mum said I should run for an MP at the weekend. You know, I wish that'd be a pretty sick job, to be honest. Altruism in service said Chomsky said it best. Stalin called it state socialist to soften his tyranny, and America agreed with him, calling communism socialism. It wasn't. Communist is state owned, socialism is people owned. Yeah, if anyone thinks the USSR under Stalin was socialist in any way, like what is socialist about a bunch of corrupt cronies, you know, exploiting the people for an authoritarian regime? I don't really understand that. I mean, like, there are aspects to the economy which are socialist, but it's not really socialist if a small group of people own everything. Chomsky's not always right, says Matt. Yeah, and I guess the logic is the state is the pathway to the people owning it, because theoretically you're meant to have a say in the running of the state in socialism if it's a democratic country. Everyone watched Umbrella Academy and played Beyond Two Stars. Really, do you just love Ellen Page? Watch Inception as well. Charles saying, I saw a film about Black World War II soldiers in East Anglia. They would dance British women. I made a video about that, Charles, but what's the film called? So Veronica saying, demonetized and not recommended. Independent media on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's a problem for everyone, apart from Kim Irvinson, apparently. Chomsky has great takes in it. Is Chomsky like 90 now? He's really old. Here we go. I don't like watch shows anyway, but I binge Umbrella Academy in one night. The guy with the giant arms, in Umbrella Academy, I forgot what his name is, but he's really good on this show called Black Sails. He plays Billy Bones from Treasure Island. Yeah, Brit saying, you know, there were so many Japanese Americans in Hawaii, it wasn't practical to put them in camps. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I was thinking the 442nd were different, because they weren't put in camps, is what my thinking was then. The best thing about Umbrella Academy, it has similar aesthetics to MCR's last album. But what's the show actually like? Is it like superhero based, is it? Oh god, where stupid. Live chat really annoys me because I'm obviously quite behind. It keeps trying to catch up and I have to scroll back up to get it. Cav, you ever played Beyond Two Souls while binging Umbrella Academy? Rayleigh, what have you been playing recently? You've been playing Murdered Soul Suspect. I still on PlayStation. No, I haven't played Beyond Two Souls. I just downloaded Detroit because it was free, so I want to check that out because I love like Blade Runner and Westworld. So yeah, Michael, David Patman and David Dole inspired me to go look at my own channel to see the stats, and I found out as well. My views had gone from most of my views being from non-subscribers because it was getting recommended to most of my views being from subscribers. So I think it is obviously is a problem. Yeah, Apocalypse Now is about the Vietnam. Yeah, we studied that in my history degree. But I mean, the problem it always is for me in these films, it doesn't show the Vietnamese side very well. It's all about the Americans. So Veronica's saying that Pac-Man also has a deep and independent channels getting less recommendations, and it instead mainstream media being pushed. Yeah, it's because mainstream media stuff gets on the trending list so easily without even getting many views, whereas independent stuff doesn't. Animal Crossing is the most wholesome thing, and you can pay your rent by selling bugs, and I like that. Your rent also doesn't go up. Your mortgage, you don't get interest on it, but you can get interest on your savings in the bank. Yeah, Sarah, definitely get the new one. Yeah, Tom Nook is a capitalist, but like I'm saying, he doesn't charge you interest on your loan, at least, even though he kind of forces you into it. Any thoughts on the Karl Marx anime? Is there a Karl Marx anime coming out? There was a World War II film where the American actor makes a point on how black soldiers aren't treated differently to white soldiers in Britain. Yeah, Cho, I think the thing with that, though, I mean, think about it a bit more. The reason black soldiers weren't treated badly in World War II was obviously the British people aren't as racist as Americans, but also the other point is there weren't a lot of black people in Britain because when the Windrush, came over to Britain with the Caribbean immigrants, there were like race riots and people were super racist to them. So it's not like it's a good thing in a lot of ways that the British people during World War II treated the black Americans fairly, but there is an element to it. Well, it's because they're not actually staying here, so and they're helping us fight the Nazis. So there is like a bit of nuance to it. Laura saying how you can chat and keep up with chat simultaneously is beyond me. Yeah, I don't think I'm great at it because you wrote that 7 minutes ago, so I'm not great at keeping up with it. Lee saying I'm always suspicious when lots of people like things. True, or is it that? I mean, like when there's like a collective consensus on something, like Game of Thrones, most of it being like amazing, it's so great, or Stranger Things, oh, best thing ever. Because I don't trust it when my dad and my sister and my girlfriend and my brothers all love it. I'm like, dude, is it really that good? Like, if all of you love it, like, you're all so different and you all love it, like, it just seems to have mass appeal. So friend or friendless says, MLK, the white moderate who is more devoted to order than to justice, who prefers negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice. Okay, yeah, that's a good quote, because that's what I was thinking about. Like, white centrists who sort of let, the fascists get away with all this stuff is a problem. Umbrella Academy is so good. I do have it on my list, Kennedy. I literally had it before you said it. So HK saying Path to Glory of Kirk Douglas, Full Metal Jacket. They're Kubrick movies. Thin Red Line's really good, although that isn't Vietnam. It's Guadalcanal in World War II, but it does show the natives, which is pretty interesting. Okay, it's back. It shows the natives, which is pretty interesting. I do like Thin Red Line's one of my favorite movies. I love The New World by Terrence Malick. It's about Jamestown and John Smith, Captain John Smith, and who's the other guy who gets married to Pocahontas? John Rolfe. There we go. Charles Smith. Who's Charles Smith? Is it the guy from Assassin's Creed 3? There's a Chinese Karl Marx anime called The Leader. When did this come out? Spies Like Us, the old comedy must see. Coffee time. I don't have coffee tonight. I might try and go to bed sort of early, but Das Boot is something I haven't seen. Tom Nook's sons took his landlord money to start a business that buys other businesses at the Waltons of Animal Crossing. Kennedy, are they his sons? I thought they were his nephews. I always got the impression. You'll make a great MP. Thanks, HK. MP it up. Oh, no. Stop catching me up, chat. I'm trying to read all these nice comments. So Evan saying, be an MP, how hard can it be? You'll be for Labour, right? Yeah, I would be. But my district now has existed for 115 years and it's only ever voted Conservative or Lib Dem or Liberal back in the day. So not a great place for it. I live in a weird place where there's white people who are liberal, which sounds kind of strange, but you don't get many collective groups of white people in Britain who vote for liberal causes. It's quite rare because most heavily white areas in England are pretty right wing, whereas where I live is mostly upper middle class white people who all support remaining in the EU and all support like more liberal conservatives or the Lib Dems. It's kind of interesting actually. So Bernie urged Liz to run against Hillary in the 2016 primary. Obama urged her to step aside for Hillary. Yeah, Warren, that was such a backstab, wasn't it? I can't believe she still did it, actually. Elizabeth Warren is a compromise choice, says Mac. She's especially not good. Yeah, I think she's a compromise choice, but she's better than pretty much everyone else running apart from a couple. I only play retro games. What games do you play, Lee Ball? Are you going to get Mario Maker? I've been playing that recently. Ready? You're playing Murdered Soul Suspect. I'm replaying for a trophy. Oh, nice. I remember that game came out. It was sort of like, not like LA Noire, but it's like a detective thing. Detroit is amazing social commentary. I need to check it out. I'm trying to finish Days Gone first. And I've been playing a lot of Switch as well, so not so much. First World War, Germans, All Quiet on the Western Front. Yeah, I need to watch that. That's like a 1930s film. Charles saying Liverpool race riots in 1919. Evan saying, I'm reading a book by Akala at the moment called Racing Class and the Ruin of the Empire. It's so good and interesting. What's that about specifically? What part? The British Empire, I'm guessing, and what part of the empire? So, Hippolyte, nice long name there. I'm not going to read it all out. My family's in the Democratic Party in Chicago. Bernie is the only one you can trust. The rest are Republicans. Well, the rest are just centrists, really. Racism is so animal, like I don't get it. Watch my new video if you don't understand racism. It's all linked to Christianity. Well, not all of it, but I think racism is largely linked to European colonialism, and that is largely linked to European Christianity as well. HK sounds good. You ignore Game of Thrones and Stranger Things, as do I. I'm the hipster of TV shows. Yeah, I am. Please, everyone, if you like TV shows and you like my politics and you share them, please watch Mr. Robot. It's on Amazon Prime. Please watch it. It stars Rami Malek. And if you like what I talk about, you'll really like this show. And it's just so creative and it looks so good. It sounds so good. Please, I beg everyone, watch it. Everyone, all 34 of you now. If you haven't, really, yes. My brother is in the chat. Please, Callas, yeah, please watch Mr. Robot. I'm begging people. I'm on my knees. And if you're watching Game of Thrones at the moment, put that away. And then we will all watch Mr. Robot. Game of Thrones. One season was interesting, I just let it go, who cares? Yes. We all hate Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones isn't for me, but I love dragons and shit. Yeah, it's weird. I really like fantasy. I just don't like Game of Thrones. It's probably because it was so hyped. I probably would actually like it if I watched it, to be honest, but I'm just not going to. Yeah, Matt J. Thin Red Line. Yeah, such a good film. Max saying he doesn't like Game of Thrones either, and he was using somebody's HBO account. You've been watching Barry. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Barry. Isn't it like a comedy, but it's super dark as well? And it's Bill Hader. So not a proud moment for us. The Dockers saw them as taking the bread from out of their mouths. Well, Liverpool had a black population before the end of World War II anyway, because that's where a lot of the slaves went. Full Metal Jacket, a Stanley Kubrick classic. Yeah, Full Metal Jacket is really good. Diane saying to Rayleigh, I think Warren will go down in the end. She's making too many tactical errors on the left. Do people actually think Bernie will win? Do we actually think he's going to win? I really hope he does. But what do you think with like the super delegates and everything? You've not seen Daspoot do it now. Yeah, okay. I need to get on. I need to make films a priority. I've been really bad lately. Alistair's. I've been in a constituency that's been conservative since creation. It's all the rotten boroughs. That's what it is. I feel we still have rotten boroughs. The fact that Boris Johnson just leaves being mayor, he just goes to Uxbridge, he gets straight in. You should come here. I live in one of the safest Labour seats in the country, Ladywood. Where is Ladywood? Just, you know, for a bit of a... Just so I don't have to research it quick. What is the link between Tories and Liberals in the UK? Well, they formed the coalition government in 2010. Generally, Lib Dems are a lot better. They're like so there's centre-right Tories who aren't like as bad. They're pretty much just like Liberal Democrats anyway. The only good thing the Liberal Democrats are like really good on, okay, for some people like them because they're pro-European Union like completely, whereas Labour Party is a bit more split. And but the one good thing they're good on is marijuana legalisation. I think they're the only main party. I'm not sure about the Green Party. They're one of the main major parties who's for legalising marijuana, which is really rare to hear in the UK. It's just not like an issue people fight for. Kennedy lives in a district in Ohio that went half for Obama, then for Trump. Oh, damn. What's the demographics like there of the voters? Evan said, the Conservatives are so shockingly bad, it disgusts me how people vote for them. How do you think the Tories succeed? I guess Tories succeed. It's just general Conservative propaganda about like working hard and not getting handouts, because handouts are for lazy people, everything like that. So I think that's how Conservatives keep brainwashing people. Calvin's asking, do I like the Witcher trailer? What do people think of the Witcher trailer? Someone else is talking about in the chat. The Witch trailer looked pretty cool. Kind of like sort of at special effects you see in like Altered Carbon. It's a bit too like, I don't know. It looks doesn't look real in a lot of ways, but I'm still hyped because I love The Witcher so much. So I'm happy. Henry Cavill looks really good in it actually. The other things are kind of weird. Diane saying Warren voted for Trump's military budgets all 3 years and clapping at Trump's socialism remarks. Yeah, I love that photo of Bernie just sitting there, and fucking, what's that guy's name? Tim Kaine clapping with a smile on his face in that picture. Stop being gamers, play a musical instrument. No, I just don't think I have the patience to play an instrument, but yeah, I will never stop being a gamer. Has anyone seen Gamer President on Twitter? It's really funny. It's basically something, but I think it's really good actually. It's a guy. He's literally taken issues like from like a left wing perspective, and he's making them funny. But he's calling for like the abolishing ICE and stuff because he's saying ICE are like spawn camping on the border, so we should abolish them. It's so good. He's really funny. I think Warren might be worse than Biden. No way. Biden is the worst. Nintendogs is the world to live in. Yeah, but there's no humans there, just dogs. I think I'll watch Witcher, yes. Witcher will be good. No literal Republicans. That's how my family secretly votes while I'm talking liberal public. That's annoying. I keep wanting to watch Mr. Robot, but I have so much trouble getting into TV. Kennedy, you gotta watch it. Come on. I know you'll like it as well. You just gotta stick with it. I Control My Fate. Come on, we're Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker brothers. You've got to watch Mr. Robot as well. I found you in the depths of YouTube commenting on a Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker video of like 20,000 views, and there's only 4 comments. You must watch it. Yeah, Matt saying Mr. Robot on my list. Yeah, nice. Did I say that racism is related to European religion? Yeah, I did. I made a video on it. On Tuesday it came out. So basically, the video says that Christianity in Europe was used to create the hierarchy of race that you see today, and because racism is a modern construct largely exported by European colonialism, I would say that Christianity is responsible for racism. But you know, I have a like 10-minute video on it, so go check it out if you want to be enlightened a bit. Mainly it comes into that people would say that you're not as Christian, and a lot of the time it went hand in hand with how dark you were. So just watch the video. Basically, one of the main ones is if you have dark features and you're white, you have Muslim and Jewish blood, so you can't be a true Christian. That's like sort of the start of some of it, and also obviously the African slave trade as well. Matt, come on, you got to watch Mr. Robot. It's so good. You just need to sit down one day and watch the first 5 episodes. So Evan's saying about the Akala book. It covers a lot, talks about his own experience, a lot of history in it, mainly focusing on black people in Britain and France, and how the hierarchies changed. Okay, sounds interesting. From his own experience. So does he link it to like contemporary racism, I'm guessing? Rayleigh, I'm on my knees for Mr. Robot right now. Yes. I want it all, says Kavos. Kavos is trying to get your clout, my political clout. Diane saying, how does everyone feel about George Galloway? Since banished by the BBC, he's got super worldwide gig, great hats, retro blue suit. The one thing of George Galloway is that I saw him like being super pally with Stephen Bannon, which is concerning. I don't mind him too much, but he's weird. Like, so when Tottenham lost the Champions League. So Tottenham is a football club in North London that has quite a big Jewish fan base. So he was happy that Liverpool, which is like more like a socialist fan base, won the Champions League, and he said, "Great, no Israeli flags on the Champions League trophy." And I was like, why are you linking Jews from North London inherently with Israelis, and why would they put Israeli flags on the trophy just because they're Jews? I think it's quite anti-Semitic for someone who's talking about anti-Semitism so much, to say that like Jews inherently love Israel so much, especially when they're English as well, to be putting Israeli flags on their football team's trophy. I don't really get it. I don't think it's a good look. If Bernie's a nom, he would win. Bernie's a better shot this time. Bernie takes it. Yeah, the super delegates is the thing I'm concerned about. Bernie has to win. I can't think about it. What about if Trump wins again? Yeah, I have seen him before on BBC. He was talking about racism and knife crime, I think, wasn't he? About Akala. Yeah, Bernie's already won because he's moved the conversation left. Yeah, I agree to some extent. Birmingham Ladywood. Oh, okay. I'll come down to Ladywood then. I'll become the MP. Why is Callaway wearing those hats indoors? Warren Harris and Buttigieg are just trading supporters. I don't think they'll be able to hold on support for too long. I was talking to people on the Mueller, or the Robert Mueller. It's like a anti-Trump sub. I was like, why the hell do you guys love AOC but hate Bernie? And they're all coming at me, and people are like, I'm gonna vote for Warren and Buttigieg, but I love AOC. I just don't understand the logic there. Hippolyte saying there's only one party in the US, the Property Party, has two wings, the Democrat and Republican. Didn't someone else say it about like the Imperialist Party? But yeah, I do agree with that quote by Gore Vidal. Everyone else is a flash in the pan. Legalize weed now, so it's kind of us. Oh man. The demographics in my district are white, white, white. Well, that's amazing. They swung from Obama to Trump then. In response to the title of the live stream, yes, yeah, I think they are as well. Kavos wants to box you. Yeah, we should arrange that. No one will watch it. Can you say hey to my friend Dan in Solihull? No, I miss him. What is that? Is that in America? It sounds like some weird like Scandinavian place. Oh man, Macberg says, good friend of mine just got our house completely rummaged through and sent to jail for a quarter ounce of pot. This is the kind of shit that makes people hate cops. How crazy is it? You can be sent to jail for that, and in some states it's legal. That is so mental. Dan and Noel has eaten at the Black Boy. I guess that's like a pub or something. Nothing will change until people realise there's one political party. I hope if Sanders loses, he makes his own party. Max saying they literally clipped her garbage and found cannabis residue and got a judge to sign a warrant on the ground of distribution of large amounts. Oh my god, that's so bad. You have to be fucked up to be a cop, I think. Especially in America. I feel kind of that way in England as well, though. How do we feel about Bernie reaching out to gamers on Twitch? Is he actually going to play games, Kennedy? Or is he just going to live stream? The 13 seconds of Trump as they chanted. Was that then they're all clapping him? There were black people in Britain before the Windrush, but they assimilated beyond recognition. I highly doubt they assimilated beyond recognition. He was your best friend for years, and they got a girlfriend who wouldn't let him talk to me. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Laura. There is a Bernie game. A Bernie game? I did watch Mr. Robot, yes. Kojima for life, yeah. I want to make a video on Kojima one day. Just about how good his politics are in the Metal Gear games. I like the first and second season. Third's the best one. Oh my god. Third is so good. I find it weird you like the second season and third not as much. Second season's really weird, but it is good. Push that self-advertising Cav just like BBC Breakfast. Everyone get me on BBC Breakfast. Diane 10. Harris, the prosecutor from hell, should be banned from stuff like keeping to this day innocent men in jail. Yeah, and can you even believe she walked back on busing? Crazy. She got him on live TV and then she walked it back. Have I done a video on Jim Crow? Have I done a video on Jim Crow? I'm not too sure, to be honest. Like, specifically Jim Crow, I don't think so. I'm having a look for my videos quick. Yeah, I don't think I have. What would you want me to, if I made one, about specifically? Majority of black people are Christian. Yeah, but do you mean like it's assimilated in terms of like married white women and stuff? And Chol, you're talking about like post-slavery. Do you think really white people are going to tolerate black people even in England? I don't think so. Kennedy's saying the video is good. I still think religion and caste go hand in hand. The creation of racism. Yeah, I guess that's true. But I guess they wanted. To some people, it's a justification for creating these slaves. I guess, isn't it? Like saying they're not Christians. It's really saying you're going to pre-order Death Stranding. Yeah, of course I am. I can't wait for Death Stranding. I can't believe it's coming out this year. Actually, I need to get a new PS4. I have like the proper original one. It doesn't even have a power button. You just wave your finger on the sensor. Weren't there black civilizations in Britain in the Iron Age? That's the first I've heard of it. Wait, what year is the Iron Age? I'll check for you quick. Iron Age is, if it's like super old, Iron Age is, come on, just give me an easy to read one. So thousands of years BC. I'm not too sure actually. Let me have a look. Oh, no, I don't want to edit the code. I always do that. Were there black people in Britain during the Iron Age? Learn something. I'm not seeing too much on it. Yeah, I need to research a bit further later when I'm off the stream. So bit behind. No Israeli flag. Yeah, it was a pretty anti-Semitic statement. I don't even understand where it comes from. Like why just saying like Tottenham would automatically just put the Israeli flag on there? It's got nothing to do with it. If Trump wins, we are lost. Yet. Back saying if Bernie gets a nomination, pretty much ensures a Trump loss. Anyone else is pretty much a toss-up. Maybe Tulsi Gabbard isn't. Yeah, I probably agree with that as well. If Trump wins, we will have AOC next term. I don't think she'll run for president for a few years. I'm buffering. I hope I'm better now. My mum hates AOC and is centrist as hell, but likes Bernie. Is your mum just super racist, really? Have I heard of the Turner Diaries, inspiration for white nationalists and Nazis? No, I haven't heard of them. What is the Turner Diaries? Noel is in Staffordshire, UK. Oh, okay, thank you for telling me. Justice Dems brought us the amazing AOC. Yeah, fuck cops forever. I generally agree with that. I wish Bernie would start playing the Jew card a little more if they're going to do all these. Yeah, we said that in the stream, didn't we? And they're like, oh, all these women and like minorities running. Like, do you feel like you should step aside? And he'd be like, oh, well, he should have said I'd be the first Jewish president in a country with a massive history of anti-Semitism. There you go. Yeah, HK. I reviewed that actually on my channel. The Netflix film of AOC. It was really good actually. Diane saying, activist disguised as a politician. He's already working presidential style, but going on the picket lines of the unions. Other Dems just talk or go to one picket line at Harris and McDonald's. Yeah, he's been doing it his whole life, hasn't he? I want to see Gamer Bernie so bad. Yeah, I do as well. Bernie's going to play Mario. He's going to play like Wii Fit or Wii Sports. We got to get Bernie playing Wolfenstein. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for Bernie game I saw in 2x2 in 2016. What was it like? Like Flappy Bird or something? 4 out of 4 recent mainstream matchups show Bernie trouncing Trump unequivocally. Oh, that's good to see. Yeah, I have. He went on TV and said that as well, didn't he? Max said about the weed story. Not only is it legal in some states, you can get arrested in others, but she literally has medical card for Washington State, and they still booked her for that. That's crazy. Is she gonna take it to court or anything, or? But yeah, that's mental. Bezos for guillotine 2020. All billionaires. I control my fate. I never pre-order anything. The only reason I pre-order stuff is just to get it delivered on the day I want it, but I only pre-order stuff I know I'll like. I've never really regretted pre-ordering a game. The only one I think is Thief on the PlayStation 4, like 2014. That was really bad. Only game I felt like I wasted my money on. Death Stranding will still be worth it, yes. Racists just like to hate. Yeah, but I think a lot of racists are just really stupid people who get brainwashed into doing it or get raised badly. I know there are just a lot of really hateful people anyway. There's lots of wealthy, racist people too. Kennedy's typed death to America so many times, I'm sure on 5 watch list. You've probably been on the list for a while. That's what I think when I tweet sometimes. I control my fate. Death Stranding looks weird as AF to me. I wait for reviews. I never wait for reviews. Sometimes I'm glad I didn't, because Days Gone is way better than the reviews say. Like 6 and 5 out of 10. People are crazy giving it that. It's at least 8. Diane saying Bernie should probably speak more about his Jewish heritage. MLK March core. Harris Wagons when he was dragged to jail on Bernie TV. Yeah, I think he should all play that stuff. He's too humble though, isn't he? He reminds me of Corbyn a bit. Cav, pretty sure my mum is racist and sexist. I don't know how it happened to her. I think just older generations of women and men, they just have some beliefs sometimes, don't they? It's just pretty backwards. They don't think they're racist or sexist, but they are. Okay, Turner Diary is the white national version of Jack London's The Iron Heel. It's just like a super racist book then. Your Trump supporting mum wants to listen to your podcast and support me. Has she listened to it? What does she think? Bernie game, he was flying a biplane and shooting down capitalists. Graphics aren't great, but it was free. So HK saying the Turner Diaries first published nearly 40 years ago. The infamous dystopian novel depicts a fictional white nationalist revolution culminating in global genocide. Oh, that's nice. It's like what's that French book Bannon loves? Camp of the Saints or something. It's about like Indian refugees like invading Europe and like white capitalists stopping them. Black people in the UK have a long history of integrating and intermarrying into white society. Joel, you say a lot of stuff, but you don't usually back it up. Do people from London think they're better than people from the West Midlands? I guess there's a bit of that, but I haven't seen it too much. It's more like people from London think they're important because obviously London's an important city. There isn't obviously like a bit of an identity to London that you don't get in most of the UK. So it shares a lot of similarities with more city style places like Manchester or Liverpool or whatever, but at the same time there is some sort of element. Obviously it's like it's probably the most diverse place in England. It's probably one of the most populated as well. I never complain about not actual game footage. I even like Watch Dogs a lot. And you know the footage they originally showed for that was way better than what it actually was. Your dad was Trump. Oh, okay. I do know how it happened. She's racist, sexist. Do you still like her, your mum? I have to find an episode that I don't think will offend her. But Kennedy, don't you think you can slowly change her mind by her listening? Charles saying, in the absence of new immigration, British Caribbean people as we know them are going to become largely absorbed by the white British community within a few generations. Is that true? It doesn't seem true to me. Well, also, not all black people are from the Caribbean either, especially after, the last 50 years. Yeah, Kennedy, you could change your mind. I laughed when my aunt said Trump might run for president. I laughed when he announced. I thought it was funny. Not really funny anymore, though. Yeah, it's hard to, the thing with parents is that they think they know everything and they don't want to be told by a young person, about politics or life and stuff. So, okay, thanks for tuning in, Laura. I appreciate it. Have a good week. Really saying, I don't dislike my mum because I understand the years of abuse can break a person. At the same time, she's a social worker, so she should know better. Politics is so hard to get change people's mind on, I guess. It's so entrenched and it's hard to, I don't know, really change your beliefs. 50% of black British people marry whites. You got to back up these quotes, Joel. You just say them all the time. Work with parents. Ta-ra, Laura. Oh, I hate Midland slang. Like, I hate people who call dinner tea. Oh my god, that's the worst. She's terrified of socialism, like the concept of it. Could you not explain it to her, Kennedy, or she just won't accept it? Could you not, like, use the NHS as a good example or something? In 10 years, Ben Shapiro will be an Indian doctor for China. Yeah, Kennedy, have you ever thought about making her watch stuff? Like, if she likes entertaining things, could you not use something like Mr. Robot to seriously, like, bread pill her? Like, I think that's a good show for that sort of stuff. I think there's a lot of good stuff like that. I think video games can be actually something like that, but sometimes I don't understand how video games have created such a toxic culture. I wanted to make a video on, like, why are gamers so toxic, racist, sexist, and I was trying to find, like, what is it part, like, of the media they consume, and I was like, in some ways it is, but it's not too different from, like, movies in a lot of ways, because video games originally just tried to ape movies, and it's somehow changed. So I'm trying to work it out in my head. Maybe it's because a community of, it used to be like a more, introverted thing coming together online and getting to say what they want. Maybe it's like the precursor to, like, Reddit and Twitter, where these groups would all congregate, something like that. 88% of Charles' stats are made up on the spot. Yeah, I think they are, to be honest. In PA, they say yins, meaning York. That is so weird. But you don't know what a strippy os is and ACAB. No, that sounds chavvy as well. Northern slang, it's just hard and cringe. Gamergate, yeah, I control my fate. Stuff like that. But I'm because the 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 gaming industry, I think, in terms of, like, the percentage of, like, LGBTQ people in it, is really high compared to other industries, and I think, like, diversity is pretty good these days as well. But the audience for it are just so toxic. I just can't get my head around it. Like, I know this Call of Duty video that I've made. I know it's pretty balanced, and I know, like, I go out the way to say I like Call of Duty. I like a lot of the games, and I like and I don't hate them or anything. But I know people are gonna be so toxic about it. Star Trek is one. The Mars trilogy is what I'm reading right now because I don't like sci-fi. I like sci-fi, not like super sci-fi stuff like that. I like Star Wars, Blade Runner, stuff like that. Yeah, really. I do want to make it. I just don't know where to start. Like, there's no, like, proper research done into it, so it's hard to, like, base my theories on anything other than just my own experience. Max saying, my mum is pretty stupid politically in a lot of ways, but she's fairly receptive to a lot of ideas, including progressive ones. She's pretty much propaganda. I feel like my mum's a bit similar to that, to be honest. Alien isolation. Yeah, that's too scary for me, but oh, it's a zebra. This is okay. Alright, so I think I'm gonna have to end it there because my brother's got work in the morning and he said he's gonna go to bed about 2, so I think I'm gonna have to end it there. But we had a good stream overall. Hour and a half coming up to, so more than I thought I'd do. So Kennedy saying, I love my mum so much it hurts to see her get brainwashed. Yeah, that's pretty sad. It'd be easy if you, like, hated your mum, I guess. Good stream. Yeah, thanks, Rayleigh. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. I had a good conversation this week. Flowed pretty nice. In terms of videos this week, Tuesday, hopefully get up my Nazi one. And it's nothing you haven't heard before, but it's just Adolf Hitler talking about why he used the word socialist, and the interviewer saying about how he's not socialist. So it might be pretty interesting. COD video, I'm going to work on it after the stream. It should be done. I'm going to upload it on Wednesday, but get it reviewed to get it uploaded on Saturday. So that'd be a good one. Maybe one more. So I'm either going to do the Kim Irvinson one, or might do something about, like, white privilege in terms of, like, Boris Johnson and Donald Trump, like, two really incompetent white men becoming the leaders of the UK and the US. Like, people think what white privilege doesn't exist. Imagine two black guys doing that. It just wouldn't happen. Or black women, or any other colour, and any other gender. Do the Kim video. Yeah, I'll see. But only because I have to watch a lot of her content, and I just see how much time I have. Yeah, thanks. I control my fate. Look forward to the video one. Tick did a video saying Hitler was a socialist, a racial socialist. How do you be a racial socialist? Well, Stephen Crowder said Hitler was a liberal socialist, so it's kind of responding to that. So bye, Kennedy. And HK, just before we go off, saying the Turner Diaries inspired the Oklahoma bomber Timothy McVeigh to kill 168 people. Bannon Miller pushed the book. Oh, okay. So it's proper racist crap. Shite privilege, yeah. Oh, Progressive Voice literally just stole my title. He said Kim Evanson's going to become the next Dave Rubin. Damn it. That was literally my title of the video. And he's nicked it. Obviously, it's not a hard comparison to make. But we'll have a look. I'll probably still make it this week. So anyway, yeah, thanks everyone for joining the stream. I hope everyone has a good week. I'm going to try and get back on track with the streaming. I've been really slacking. Where's the Rational Voice? Oh, the Rational Voice has been banned, but I see him still posting in other places. Yeah, I watched some more Kim before. I've got some timestamps and other stuff. But yeah, thanks HK, and thanks HK for the donation as well. Kim is bad. Yeah, I'm gonna try and be a bit nuanced with it, but some of her takes are really bad. Try the Thinkery. Is that another channel? If you got time. Tick. I'll have a look at Tick for the World War II stuff. Yeah. Okay, then I'll just oh, Sargon's channel. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not checking that out. You mean Sargon? Sargon's new place. Oh, okay. What a pretentious name. I hate that guy, man. Who's the one with the dick? Who's the dick with the thumbs down? It's probably Rational Voice. I'm gonna thumbs up my own video. Yeah, 27 to make up for it. Yeah, see you later, Eric. Thanks for listening. If you're just in the background. All right then, everyone. So yeah, cheers for watching. Check out the channel this week for some new videos. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Give yourself props, you deserve it. Yeah. So yeah, the Call of Duty one Saturday, Nazi one Tuesday, maybe something on Thursday as well. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully we'll do this again next week. Everyone's free. So yeah, cheers everyone, and